Good evening to you. I'm Danilo Evangelista, and welcome to our quick tropical weather outlook now for Tropical Depression 3, which has formed this evening. Earlier today, we talked about Invest 92L and how it got considerably better organized throughout the day today. Well, the National Hurricane Center decided to officially pull the trigger as of the 5 p.m. update, and we now officially have Tropical Depression 3 off the East Coast, likely to become Tropical Storm Chantal, which is the next name on the list here in the Atlantic, before it moves inland over the Carolinas by Sunday morning. And I'll show you the track in just a little bit. But really quickly, the latest on Depression 3 right now. Maximum sustained winds are 35 miles per hour. The minimum central pressure is 1,012 millibars, and it is located at 30.8 north and 79.0 west, and it is moving very slowly. It's almost stalled out completely right now, which is why, despite it being very close to the coast, it'll probably only move inland by the time we get to Sunday. It's only moving north at 2 miles per hour at this current time. And there are tropical storm warnings, or tropical storm watches, I should say, right now. There's a tropical storm watch in effect for Edisto Beach to Little River Inlet, and I believe both of those areas are in South Carolina. I'll check. Actually, it says right here in the advisory, tropical storm watch issued for portions of South Carolina. Here's a satellite image, though, of Tropical Depression 3 right now, and you could certainly see nice deep convection associated with it. And as I've been saying, especially earlier, it had quite a bit of deep convection. It was very persistent. It certainly looked like it was organizing quite a bit, and the NHC thought so. And they thought that it did so enough that this afternoon that they were able to classify it officially as a tropical depression. Although it's still not, organized to the T, though, because there is a little bit of wind shear blowing across it. And it is affecting it a little bit, as you can see. And actually does have a little bit of outflow, I guess, on the northern, northeastern, especially to the east here. We kind of have a little bit of banding action going on the northern and eastern side of the storm, but a little bit of wind shear, but certainly quite the persistent convection. In fact, you see new bursts trying to fire here with the center of circulation, which is somewhere right in here, and recon is actually in the storm right now, and they're seemingly making a pass from the southeast into the northwest right now. And they're still collecting data on Tropical Depression 3, but they did indeed find a center that was closed. And it seems like it is kind of here on the northwestern flank. So there's a little bit of wind shear that is blowing with this storm. So it does have to contend with that, but they did find a closed low-level center. They found an organizing system. So because of that, we do have Tropical Depression 3. And really quickly, just going over its track, it is going to move inland as a tropical storm. The National Hurricane Center actually expects that this will probably become a tropical storm as it moves into South Carolina by early Sunday morning. So this has a full day over water. The National Hurricane Center only thinks that this will strengthen to 40 miles per hour. I don't know. I think they're being a little bit conservative on that. This has quite a bit of time over water, or certainly more than enough time that it'll probably ramp up decently. I actually wouldn't be surprised if this becomes a moderate tropical storm. But regardless of that, I do want to show you really quickly before I end off here, because this is only going to be a quick video. I want to show you the key messages, because yes, this will be probably a tropical storm landfall, the first for the United States this year. So there's that, but I don't think the biggest issue will be that it will be a tropical storm, as much as it'll probably be bringing quite a bit of heavy rainfall to the coast, especially to portions of South Carolina, and especially the southern North Carolina coastline. And the National Hurricane Center says it right here in their key messages. Heavy rainfall across the coastal Carolinas will cause some flash flooding from Saturday all the way through Monday. Isolated to scattered flash flooding could occur within more urbanized areas along the coastal plain. of the Carolinas, and also important as well because there will be a lot of people at the beach since it is a holiday weekend this weekend, and there are a lot of people coming from out of state and not from within the region going down south for the beaches. Once again, because it is a holiday weekend, the system is expected to bring rough surf and rip currents to much of the Carolina coast during the next couple of days. And as I always say, rainfall is the number one killer when it comes to a tropical system, and also the waves too. I mean, they're kind of associated with water, not the winds. And the winds will be a factor, obviously, because this will more than likely be a tropical storm at landfall. But it'll only be at most 45, maybe 50 miles per hour, maybe slightly higher in gusts, or maybe that will be the winds and gusts. But it's not going to be like a hurricane coming ashore where we're going to have really strong winds that'll actually cause significant damage. I mean, 40, 50 mile per hour gusts could still cause some damage, but the main focus on this is the rainfall, and that is certainly something you should keep in mind, especially given the kind of weekend that this weekend will be. And I'll certainly have more updates on Tropical Depression 3 as we go throughout the weekend. Probably going to have multiple updates on this storm tomorrow. And also make sure to follow me on Twitter too, since I'll be posting updates throughout the day as well, consistently, and also throughout the rest of tonight too. Follow me on Twitter at Danilo Evangelista. Same here as I have on YouTube. Just follow me and make sure to stay tuned for updates. With that being said, I'm going to end it off for today. Just a really quick discussion, just to mention to you that Tropical Depression 3 has formed. Stay safe, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your July 4th. Hope you are spending your day well. And I'll talk to you again with more tomorrow.